If you want to make money in Black Friday and November, this video is for you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Charlie Johnson. I've scaled 2 businesses to over 7 figures in less than 12 months. We've helped over 17,000 people in my own fitness business, and we've helped 1,200 trainers scale their own online businesses, with 23 breaking over $100,000 a month in the last 6 months. And what I'm going to talk you through today is going to be the most valuable 20 minutes that will make you more money than anything else you will ever watch on YouTube if you have a fitness business. And this is exactly how you can crush Black Friday and make more money than ever for you and your family, so you can enjoy Christmas and you can finish 2025 on a high. So this is going to be a multi-step process. There is total, in terms of how many steps there is to this, there is 11 for you to crush Black Friday. And this is actually simpler than ever before. And without further ado, I'm gonna get started into this. So step number 1 is you need to start with data, not guesswork. So essentially what we wanna do is you wanna get all of the sales call transcripts you can, as many as possible, ideally at least 10 to 30, if not more would be great. And what you wanna do is get the CSV files of those, you upload those into ChatGPT or your AI of choice. And essentially what we want to then do is we want to ask the AI to analyze the sales call recordings, find the biggest pain points that are so painful that they would keep our prospects up at night and they would only tell their therapists. We then ask the AI to then take those pain points and then create them into negative hooks, negative angles that we can then use as propaganda, not marketing. Now, I say propaganda because we're looking to utilize this information to manipulate our ideal person we want to sell to. The second thing we're looking to do is we want to understand the personality of the person we're looking to try and sell to. Now, what that essentially looks like is we want to do what's called an ocean personality test. You want to pick the best client you have in your business. Think right now, there's going to be someone and you're like, this guy's a G, this girl's a G, I like them. Pick that person. You want more clients like them. Then what you want to do is you want to try and advertise their personality type. Once you have that ocean personality test results, you then want to upload that into AI, and then you upload that with the data from the transcripts, and it will basically give you the perfect marketing and propaganda material for your business. So this is step 1. Step number 2 is build your offer. Now, essentially what we want to do is we want to create an outward offer and an internal offer. And I'm going to explain both of them. So the outward offer. What you want to do is you want to advertise you're giving away up to 3 months free coaching for Black Friday. Now, essentially what we do is we don't give it away. What you do is you sell a 12-month coaching program, but you give away an extra 3 months coaching for free. So someone pays for 12, they get 15 months coaching. Or if they can't afford that, they pay for 6, they get an extra month free. Now, what I would then look to do is you want to create a value stack that you put with that. So like, think in your business, what else can you give that's high value, that's easy for you to deliver, so ideally not like one-to-one calls, that then allows you to help a prospect to get to the desired state, the thing they want. So in fitness, that's going to be getting jacked, getting shredded, getting a bikini body, having more energy to play with the kids, whatever the thing is. So if I was talking about an example in terms of what we do within our own business, in our fitness business, we would look to do things like including a professional photo shoot for clients. Why? A, it means the client's going to a specific goal they can work towards. But secondly, we've then also got sick marketing material we can use to then actually pull in more of the ideal type of clients we want. Because if you're watching this, you probably know what I mean. Most clients, when they take their check-in photos, they're generally kind of terrible. So if you can have great photos you can use for marketing, that would definitely help. Second thing you add in is maybe like every ebook and guide you've ever created. You could do things like adding free access to in-person events. Pad it out with as much as you can. Now, the third thing we'll talk about is the unique mechanism in terms of why this is important. They do this for Black Friday and they do this now. You don't talk about getting in shape in November. You don't talk about getting in shape in December. You talk about getting in shape for 2026. How do you want to look in 2026 when you go over to Marbella in the summer? How do you want to look when you're in 6 months down the line and you've already regretted not getting the results you want in 2025? So now you need to secure the plan to take action for 2026. So we're really looking to sell getting in shape for next year and using terminology around that. Step number 4 is we actually want to be using an email launch sequence. So in terms of when you market for Black Friday, here is a massive hack. I've crushed it on Black Friday for the last 6 years in a row. And the biggest mistake that most people make is they start marketing too late. So what you actually want to do is you don't want to start marketing when Black Friday is, which is the 28th of November. you want to market earlier. So I'd suggest 2 weeks beforehand, around the 14th of November. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a launch sequence of emails then to initially push it out. And then we'd also then push this out with like a kind of like a countdown sequence for the final few days around Black Friday and then Cyber Monday. Very, very simple, yet highly effective. Yet most people won't do this. Now, if you don't have an email system, you're not using email marketing, this isn't something that's an absolute necessity. I have kind of dispute with some people online because email isn't necessarily the greatest way in terms of growing your business, because how do you get the emails? You have to run ads. In essence, any way to kind of do it at scale. So I'd rather run ads to then just sell people rather than to collect their data. So if you have an email list, I would definitely do this. Step number 5 is a content plan. So for that 2-week period of marketing, 14th November to 28th November, I would increase the volume of posts you're doing by at least 1 extra post a day. So the online platforms right now have the ability to take more content than previously. And also one thing a lot of people have a limited belief around is that if I post more than 1 post a day, it's going to reduce my reach. It might slightly reduce the reach of the previous video, but it's going to increase the accumulative reach, which is essentially what we want to look for. We want more eyeballs and more traffic. So if we're going to do an extra kind of post a day, what does that look like? So generally, I'd recommend 2 value posts over that week, like educational stuff. 1, which would be a direct sales post with the offer for Black Friday. 1, which is like a Me Too story post about you and your journey. So it can kind of be a carousel. And 1 would be like a client proof, like testimonial, carousel, could be a photo with you telling a story. All hugely, hugely powerful. So that's what we want to be doing in terms of main feed. Now, what you also want to be making sure you're doing is, I spoke to you earlier about getting the data of your clients. Why this is important is the way the algorithms work. It's very specifically on relevance, how relevant a piece of content is to someone. So you have to be hyper specific. Now, this can also flip in when we talk about the Black Friday story strategy. So what I would want you to do is to map out a full 14 days of what the structure of story should look like. And if you actually want what this structure should look like in detail, because it's too much to explain for this video, if you drop me a message on Instagram and you put Black Friday training, I will send you the full Google Doc training that I built for our clients who pay us $12,000 for this. This will help you an absurd amount of money if you execute on all the things I'm talking about. And if this is valuable so far, drop a fire emoji in the comments below. Now, once you've got the Black Friday story sequence, which you can Instagram message me to get access to, this is like the free money. And if you like free money and you want to make free money, drop free money in the comments. Essentially what we do is we reoffer to existing clients. The easiest people for you to sell to are the people who have already given you money. You've already got them to win the know, like, and trust factor. So this is a hugely critical thing you have to be doing, is sell to the existing people. And I can give you a great example of this is we had a client who signed up to work with me fitness coaching maybe 3 years ago, and he was in Switzerland. He signed up in October, maybe paid $5,000 for 6 months, and Black Friday came. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try and reoffer this guy, but he's just signed up. Like, surely he's not going to sign up again. He's already got 12 months coaching. And what happened? I just pitched him and he signed up anyway. So the most important thing you have to do with Black Friday is just ask your existing clients and then try and resell them. But you might be thinking, what am I going to try and resell them? Well, don't worry, I'm about to explain to you. So very simply, what we would do is we would say to clients, okay, cool. So Charlie, if you renew on our Black Friday offer, what we're going to do is we're going to give you 3 months extra free coaching. So you pay for 12 and you get 15 months coaching. But also what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you free access to 2 of our live events next year and maybe an in-person training session with me. Pad it out with whatever you want. But that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for. But then what if the client says no? Well, what if they say no? What you then do is you then go to the 6 months and 1 month free. Now, if you're not using client financing, we have a system we use in our own business and with clients, and absolutely slays. And this is a system that allows a client to, say, for example, buy a $3,000 coaching program. You get paid straight away, but the client can pay it monthly. If you want the details of that, if you just DM me financing, I can introduce you to the company who set that up. Absolutely slays. It helps you make more money, get money back into your business faster so you can scale quicker. So with this and your reoffering to existing clients, what I see normally in terms of like a conversion rate, if you have 100 clients, I'd expect you to sell like 8 to 10%. Now, you might be watching this video and be like, oh, okay, cool, but Charlie, I've got all my clients on monthly recurring revenue. I don't want to lose my recurring revenue. It's like, Okay, reoccurring revenue is hopes and dreams and promises because of one thing, life. Life happens. Someone can get divorced, someone can get ill, someone can lose their job. Therefore, you do not get your reoccurring revenue, you do not get paid. If someone has been paid you for a year, the money is in your bank account, like you're good, you're secured. You just need to then deliver the program, right? So you always want to try and collect the money up front. So step number 7 is re-offer your existing clients. If you do nothing else, just do this. Step number 8, this is actually a new one I've come up with, and in a moment of genius, I've never seen anyone do this before. It's incredibly smart. So when you want to grow your business, one of the fastest ways to grow your business, so you can actually grow indefinitely for free, is if you got one client sign up to work with you, and then guess what? They refer 2 of their friends, your business would grow forever for free. Now, in essence, what we want to do is we want to create a referral promotion. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to create a promotion for Black Friday. We're going to pay people more than normal. So if you don't have a referral system in your business, you clearly hate money, and this is definitely something you want to be doing, because also referrals tend to be the best people to kind of work with because they're already bought in terms of what you do. So what I would look to do is from that point, I would create a referral system. As a standard, what we would do is if, for example, I recommended a client to Mike's coaching business and they signed up, I would get £200 for recommending my friend. And then in our business, what we do is we also give $50 to coach who will be coaching me. The reason for that is we want to incentivize the coach for doing a good job, which is why I recommended my friend. Now, what you want to do for Black Friday to turbocharge this is genius. So you actually increase the referral amount. So I would increase it 50% or 100%. So let's say $300 or $400 to recommend a friend. What happens then? The clients are going to push harder to recommend friends, but you can also get them to tell their friends they're getting an extra 3 months free coaching for Black Friday. So in this relationship of the referrals, you got you, the business owner, you got the referee and a referral. Everyone is winning because you and the referee are getting paid, and the person who's getting signed into the program is getting 3 months free. So everyone wins. And that's ultimately, when you have an offer that crushes, is how it works. Now, step number 9, I actually talked about in detail at our mastermind event where I teach like broader business owners. There's 7, 8, 9-figure entrepreneurs there in Dubai. We do a monthly golf boardroom in the Bulgaria mastermind, which I'll explain on screen now. Okay, so like this is a style of story ad that absolutely crushes. So why does this do so well from a story perspective? Sorry, from an ad perspective? It doesn't look like an ad. It looks like it's an Instagram story, so it pops up in someone's feed. And then the framework we use on this is I always use 3 client testimonials in the thing. So like take that to your own niche and then kind of apply that, but it absolutely slays. And then I just make multiple different variations, different kind of fucking bits at the top. It does really, really well because it doesn't look like it's an ad.
I've read like a lot of people are purposely not using cameras now and using phones.
Yeah, that's obviously just an iPhone.
People don't want to be sold to, right?
So it's a different way to kind of advertise with it. So that, again, would be a massive hack.
Also, using the word insane. I've started doing that a lot on LinkedIn, like just like things that are a bit like, oh, but why did you say that his client's insane? Because if you didn't read it right, it looks like you're insulting your client.
So like, depending on what your offer is as well. So like we do like, what's the fastest someone's got to X? What's the most insane, like try and play around with that. And like I even split tested different variations of the same question, just rewording like, what's the fastest someone's got to 10K a month? Like, how can I get to 10K a month? Like whatever the thing might be. Yeah.
10K a month?
Yeah, so like that would work, yeah. So.
Did you find that the more raw-looking content, because you've got so many different ads, right? Especially video ads. Do you find the more raw, real ones outperform the more?
The biggest thing that I find, and this is incredibly frustrating, like me and Mike have filmed so many ads in the last 2-3 weeks, is the ads that I think are absolutely fucking sick. Like we filmed one the other day and it's got like me in the Ferrari, the roof down, you've got the fucking marina behind you. It's like 0.5 on an iPhone 17, so it's like widescreen. Does terrible. But then like the one that is like, do you have no clue how to grow an online business? Me just walking along, it does like crushes. So the biggest thing I think sometimes is the biggest thing is the copy in terms of what you're saying that's going to drive it. And then if you can have something visually that's enticing. So the best one we have right now has me walking down the beach with that copy, and then it's got like, you can kind of see the bright blue sea behind me in the beach, so it like kind of pulls you in. So if you can kind of make things like eye-catching, but not kind of over the top, but the copy is really specific, that kind of works pretty well.
And I have a question, Charlie. Do you use now, you start to use the new system with Andromeda?
The Andromeda update on Facebook, yeah, where you do loads of different ads.
Yes, what is the, because I start to, I know, I never been, I know the start to yet, but they change everything, right?
So that hasn't really affected us, and you might agree with this as well, because I run so many different types of creative.
Because now the target is the ad, not the...
Yeah, so like, which is why I said that's why we crank so many ads all the time, because I'm just trying to test and test and test and test. So even like I'll make the same, I'll say the exact, kind of the same thing. The way I'm doing ads right now is I will get the hook that I want to use, and then I don't script the rest, because I'll kind of like freeball it because I've done it so many times, and I'll slay it slightly differently, and I'll do different angles, different kind of scenery, whatever. So then, and then I'll test them all against each other, and then see which one works, and then I will run that one, if that makes sense.
And you chose interest or nothing?
At the moment, we are doing open targeting, but we do some interest targeting, and then we are about to again start launching lookalike audiences of buyers. So the biggest thing I see that's from our campaigns that's working is the open targeting and some of the campaigns that run for a long period of time.
How long do you test for?
The one video. Eros is going to kill me. I don't really have like a set structure. I just kind of look at it. I'm like at the moment, I've got 4 different hooks and 4 different ads that are just kind of running at the moment that we're just testing. And like none of them are clearly, like there's not really enough like clear winner in any of them yet. So I'll just kind of let them go and then just.
For like a revenue metric,
not even revenue. I'll just be looking at generally which one's getting spend put behind it and like cost per lead, because that's the biggest. That's like kind of the leading indicator. And also if it's booking any qualified calls, like what's the cost of that. And that's even the same thing I look for on our ads is I'm trying to buy calls, if that makes sense. So like, okay, if I want to get 20, 25 calls a day, I need to hit this KPI in terms of how much I need to spend every day. Where can I allocate this budget where the people coming through aren't retards and the right people we can actually sell, if that makes sense.
Now, skipping back to step 10, this is where a lot of people don't actually make as much money in the business. They should do is actually reactivating old leads. So yes, you want to pitch to new people your Black Friday offer, but also the other people you can sell to, people who have not closed, ex-clients, people not showing off calls, manually follow up with these people. You will make more money than ever if you just keep kind of messaging people and you keep on top of them. The more offers you make, the more money you make. If you knock on 100 doors, you will need 1 or 2 of them to open. And that's as simply as it is when it comes to sales. And step number 11, which is what no one does in their business, but people when they make 50 to 100K per month plus and they start to crush, particularly when they're working with us, is they track everything. So what you want to do is create a simple tracker for DMs, calls booked, sales closed. And in essence, the most important thing is have a very clear set target. How much money do you want to make? How many signups do you need to get? How many renewals do you need to get? And then like work down that target every single day. So you should know how much money you need to have left for the rest of the month every single day to hit your target. If you execute upon these things in this video, you will have the best month you have had in your business this year. That is my promise to you. The key thing is you just actually need to do it. And if this video was helpful and you took a ton of value from it and you want to know more of the secrets in terms of how we help scale and build some of the best fitness businesses in the world, hit the link below at the bottom of this video. You can find out exactly how you can work with us. Smash the subscribe button, hit the like, and if you want to see more content like this, there'll be another video on screen right now.